Peace family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I want to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about how the opposition and the enemy within the beings around us will always choose to give you some lies, some deception at the weirdest time in phase that you're going through. You know what I'm saying? Meaning when you're not operating at your highest vibration. You know what I mean? And what kind of bring me to this subject today was I have my own stuff I've been going through, but I'm constantly still self-reflecting and learning through the transition that I'm in right now, you know, because it's always helpful, you know, either to the ones around me and just to myself in general. So just diving in and just giving a short example, it's like I'm in a space right now to where I'm transitioning from one space to another space. So I'm trying to focus all my energy where it needs to be focused at. But I have other entities that want to reach out and still send and give the energy they want to give while they know I'm in the space I'm in. I say that to say, like, I'm in the process of moving, so meaning my energy is focused on moving. The market is up. Most of these places want 3 times the rent, you know, and they want a 600 credit score or higher out here. You know what I'm saying? The prices is crazy for the way everything is right here. So we all know that the numbers change with the marketplace and value and all of that stuff. So instead of allowing me to focus my energy on finding the place and space for me and my many, I have other entities that still tries to reach out to distract me from focusing my energy the way I need to focus it. These are the things that I've been experiencing my whole life, so I already know that you guys have been experiencing them. But being at the place I'm in now, it makes it easier for me to be able to process it and to be able to communicate it outwardly in a healthy manner. You know what I'm saying? It's hard trying to, let's say, it's hard trying to write a paper while you got your child sitting there pulling at your shirt. You know what I'm saying? And saying, mommy, 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 daddy, daddy, daddy. Or grandma, 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 grandpa, grandpa, grandpa. You know, any of those things. The cousins. But it would be extremely difficult for you to maintain your focus with them doing that. This is the kind of energy the beings around us are giving when we're at the most hardest times in our life and we're trying to get shit done. See, for a lot of us, once we start growing and ascending, we're not putting out disgusting energy, low vibrational energy, tensional. If it's happening, you know, it's either being directed or we had something going on within and we just needed to kind of get that energy off us. So we had to sit in it for 5 to 10 minutes before we got it up off of us. You know what I'm saying? But when you are intentionally sending people around you this kind of energy when they have extremely important things going on that clearly needs their focus more, you know, you have no other way to look at things but evil intentions. There is no other way, especially if you've already explained yourself in what is clearly visible. I don't know, for me, it's hard for me to get more visible than me having joined 50-50 custody of my daughter. So anybody that come into my life, you have no choice but to have evil intentions and selfish intentions to come around and to be intentionally trying to distract me. And that goes for any of us, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you got going on in your life and people not seeing how serious you are with your life. And I was just saying this to another band as well, like, I don't walk exactly the same way, but I still walk solid. I'm still a stand-up dude, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, why would I put myself in a space to go around other beings and entities when they are clearly have stuff going on that they need to focus their energy on? They're doing a test, you know what I'm saying? They're on a phone call. I have to be extremely selfish and evil to intentionally go over there and interrupt them from their phone call or their paper. it's no other way around it. Like, especially once you get above a certain age. Like, a lot of motherfuckers keep trying to use this excuse of, oh, well, I haven't been around it, or I didn't experience it, or it was really witchy, you know, or something in that manner. My thing is like, who cares? Who gives a fuck? We all experience witchy shit to some certain degree. That don't mean that we don't recognize a motherfucking something good when it's there. That's like saying, okay, I've only seen bad apples, but I didn't know that was a good apple when I see it, even though it looked ripe and it looked red and juicy and way better than these other apples over here. That makes no sense to me. So I already understand the opposition wants to keep you in a confusing state. They want to keep pulling that kind of weird energy from you. Like, it's just the shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? And whether you in positions where you gotta depend or lean on these motherfuckers or not, you just always have to be prepared and make sure you got your own self covered. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us ended up in these spaces just due to the proximity. That's how we end up making friends. That's how we end up dating. That's how we end up finding business partners. That's how we end up doing a lot of things that we end up engaging with different beings with. You know, it's just due to proximity. Outside of the proximity, if we had choices to actually go out in the world to just pick and say, hey, I'm about to mate with you. Hey, I want to be best friends with you. Hey, I need you as a elder ancestor because you are extremely wise. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would have a powerful big circle around us, but because we choose what's around us by our proximity, and we have to just kind of shoot our shot, you know what I'm saying, and experience it. Hey, so they might stab you, they might not stab you, but you got to shoot your shot because you saw the mask. You get the mask, you don't know if it's a mask or if it's real and organic. But for us, it's like, it's too far away for us to really judge sometimes. Once you start going and ascending, you're going to be able to tell the mask from the real shit. It's like seeing a real apple versus the fake apple. You are going to know as soon as you look at it. Doesn't matter how much makeup and shit they do on it. You know what I'm saying? You just going to know. But just being aware of people evil intentions. I try to make it as hard as possible because there's no other way around it when you're extremely self-aware and you communicate on the highest level possible, and you are as clear as possible when you are communicating with people. You know what I'm saying? So if you are stepping into any male's life, let alone in the Western world. So I'm in the Western world, so I'm going to start with the Western world, you know, because I cannot just hop on a plane and get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of stuff I would have to go through in order to do that. Even if I went privately, you know, you still got to sneak around and do all kind of stuff. Like, it's not like I could just comfortably go get on one and I have to sneak around and just leave. You know what I'm saying? But understanding, like, you can try to put as many twists and flips on it as you want to, but their whole goal and their whole job is to drag it out and to drag you out. So like I was saying, being in the Western world and being a brown male in the Western world, like, you should already understand, for one, society, for one, the elites who control the mainstream paints the image of, you know, brown men as the bad guys. So if you run into a brown male in Western society that's pushing himself in a higher frequency, that's moving in his highest light, you know what I'm saying, that's being on his divine masculine divinity, you know what I'm saying, like, it should be no reason why you're in his space distracting him and trying to destroy him, unless you're just the evil, toxic, disgusting motherfucker. Simple process, you know what I'm saying? Yes, they are beings in there, and they are in there, so it is some kind of aspect that allows you to be able to still mingle or to be able to have a transactional relationship, because that's usually all that shit is a transactional relationship. You know what I'm saying? In my world, it's like, if my person has a certain, say they got less than 7 days to be out of their spot, I would not be concerned with hitting them up and saying, hey, somebody's dropping a speaker by my house. I just wanted to inform you that they're going to be stopping by my house. And it's the opposite sex. Why would I need to do that unless I intentionally want to create some kind of chaos, friction, or just be disgusting and evil? In their world, they're saying, hey, I'm just informing you. And I'm like, it's no way you can think that's being informative without being disgusting and evil. It's no way possible, because you already know where the energy should be focused at. And that's what we get with a lot of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember I had a conversation with my brother years ago, my older brother. And we hadn't talked in a while, but then we had recently started talking. Not recently, just recent, because we don't talk right now. But we was on the phone conversating. I remember him saying something about like, what did he say? He said something in the same field that my spirit world just went blank just now. It's like I just lost my whole space where I was in about to give this example. But I was just correlating that to what I was already saying about as far as how they see that energy. Oh, what I was going to say was, I was talking to my bro about what I have going on right now, about how I was working on the Godcast at the time. I wasn't standing in front of the camera doing this individually by myself. Because actually, before I started doing this by myself, I was nervous and quote-unquote fearful. Everybody is when you first start. Always some kind of anxiety and fear when you start to do something new. And for me, I had the same perspective everybody else had. You know, who the fuck want to listen to me? You know, even though I feel like, and I know that I'm being genuine and sincere and standing in my belief system, you know, but at the end of the day, it's billions and millions of people out here. It's like, why would they choose to tap in over here when they can tap in with somebody over there that's much better? You know, that was the perspective before I got in this space. But I was talking to him about everything that I'm doing now, and he decided to, in that, not respond to what I'm saying and talk about, oh, well, you should have stuck with doing the web series you was going to do. Because I had started doing a web series. I had wrote up a script. I didn't finish the whole script, but I had wrote a whole, like, characters and everything. Like, I done dibbled and dabbled in everything, you know. But that was also one of those times where it was like I was in a downward space, and I was talking about some accolades, just kind of giving myself more energy, and then he decides to stab a blow, like, oh, well, you should have stuck with doing such and such. So for me, when he said that and shifted the whole conversation about that, it kind of just struck me where it's like, nigga, you wasn't even listening to the words that I was saying. I can say that on a childish level, but on a intelligent, on a grown-up level, nigga, you just ducked and avoided what the fuck I just said so you could throw out your own response and shift the energy in the conversation. At a certain age, I cannot place you as a child anymore. Even though I may have to talk to you as a child, I cannot place you as a child. You know, the child is, when we communicate with y'all in the opposition as a child, it's because we are taking the lesser of the two. We don't want to communicate with you as the disgusting, evil motherfucker that you are. So we're taking the lesser of the two when we decide to go with the childish way. Whether they comprehend it or not, I understand that that's a method that we all use, you know what I'm saying? It's either you gonna war and fight with them and slash them up, or you're gonna talk to them like a little child, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to give that same kind of energy to a child, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to run it up too long, you know what I'm saying? Just be mindful that people will be sending you weird energy when you are not in your best spaces, and they will be doing it intentionally to distract you. If you know you got something going on, don't have them calling you, talking to you about going to the gym and working out, because you got your energy focused somewhere else. If your energy is at the gym working out, don't have them talking to you about going to get some food from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Especially something that's not beneficial to your diet and what you have going on. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of ways that we have distractions come into place. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when I'm getting ready to leave my house, I'll still have my TV screen on and my game on, because I play the 2K when my exports is loading and stuff. So I'll be getting ready to leave out my house, and then one of my buddies or somebody will get on the game, and then it's like the universe is telling me, like, are you disciplined enough to leave the house, or are you gonna sit down and get back on the game? Nah, I'm about to peel out. I'm about to leave and finish, and I gotta do what I gotta do. The self ways we have to teach ourselves to discipline ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody else gonna put your foot on their neck. Ain't nobody else gonna put their foot on your neck the way you gonna put your foot on your own neck, you know what I'm saying? Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.